In fact, this is what we have. This is what we should be seeing. The evolutionary scale as given by Sri Aurobindo in A Record of Yoga, and that is A Record of Yoga, evolutionary scale. This is very important, and it is very pertinent to what we are doing at the moment. I will not. In fact, I have already sent this message, but let me not go through the whole thing again here. Now he says, the present earth in its turn appears as the scene of life. We have already seen that. Mass being its last theatre. So in the present creation, earth is the scene of evolution. The psychic being is earth. And that is what earth becomes significant. That is why it becomes. Earth has the psychic being, so it becomes the significant center of the evolutionary progress. Earth. In the Bhumi, Agni Tvashta is again the first principle, Matareshwan the second, etc. etc. Earth has 7 planes of being, the material of which the scenes and events are alone normally visible to material sense. The vital of which man's Prana Kosha is built and in which is responsive. The mental to which is Manakosha is attached. The ideal governing the Vijnana Kosha, that is supermind, Vijnana Kosha. The beatific, that is the bliss, Ananda, which supports the Ananda Kosha. And the dynamic and essential, these are beyond those 5 koshas. The dynamic kosha has not yet been formed. The essential kosha has not yet been formed. So if a divine body has to be produced, created, established here, then the dynamic and essential kosha should also come into play, to which he has not yet developed corresponding koshas. And that is what is going to happen when the divine body is being built, you see. But only unformed nimbuses of concrete being. All the gods throw out their lingarupas into these worlds of earth and through them carry on their affairs. So the gods are her affairs of the earth. Means the gods are doing their work. So they are projections here in this world. Man is a son of the Manu and is assigned his place in Diva and Pradiva, in heaven and in Swargabhumi. Then he descends to earth and hither from earth he returns. When the human body is ready, he comes here from that particular occult plane, he comes here, descends, does his work and goes back there. When man, don't say physical man, now he is the Manu, the Manomaya Purusha. When the human body is ready, then he descends upon earth and occupies it. When the human body is ready, earth has to prepare the human body, evolution has to prepare the body for man. Not only earth and evolution, Prakriti, but also the gods have to prepare the human body. So that is the work, the immortal work which they do is that kind of a work. The 7 chakras which are formed here, they were built in the course of long evolutionary history by these gods, by the evolutionary power and all that thing. And then his manifestation in animal form is always a partial incarnation. The animal proper is a lower type. Certain devas and manasas, etc., etc., they are in places. Well, let's move on further. Well, when all that preparation is there, then only man appears. How does man appear? Prajapati manifests as Vishnu, Upendra, incarnates the animal or Pashu, in whom the 4 Manus are already manifested themselves. And the first human creature who appears is, in this Kalpa, in the present cycle of creation, the Vanara. what we call the monkey or the ape. Not the animal ape, but man with the ape nature. Man with the ape nature. He is Satya Yuga, in the first paradise. So, see, that is what the Manomaya Purusha, the gods are doing in the occult world to prepare the body for the arrival of man. And it is these Vanaras, these people among whom these tribes. See, Vanara is again very pertinent to the story of Rama. As I told you, Rama's story last time, no? It is very pertinent. See, Jambavanta, Vibhishana, Vanara, they are all animal creatures who had advanced, animal not in the sense of animal, but animal-like, you see, who had advanced to a certain stage that they could help the avatar to do his work in this creation he received. So when you say Hanuman and all that, they were really different types of animal. The mental being, the vital capacities had grown in the animal to such an extent that they could become mentalized. Yeah. Man begins with the Satya Yuga. So this is what I was telling you. This is transition. When Savitri awakes, it is at this point with the perfected type, not a rudimentary type. The animal forms a perfect type for the human Pashu, and then etc. Well, there are many things like that. These are man's beginnings. He rises by the descent of ever higher types of Manu in the occult world. From the Bhuvara Loka, the world of life, of prana. From there he rises. First he is Pashu, then Pishacha, Pramatha, Rakshasa, Asura, Deva, and then Siddha. That is how man climbs up the state of consciousness. He ascends the ladder of his own being towards Sat Purusha. Now it is among these tribes, you see, that phrase is important. These are the tribes on which man has arrived, and Savitri awakes among these tribes when man lifts up the burden.
We have a question.
Yeah.
In the former paragraph which you have just read, man rises through all these worlds, Deva, Asura, and so on.
Yes, in fact, that is what they were doing. All these four avatars, particularly these three avatars, Vamana, he dealt directly with the Asuras. Parashurama, he removed all the vital atrocities which were being committed here by the Kshatriya. 21 times he destroyed the Kshatriya races on earth. Means it has become so vital that they had to remove away. Means the powers of the vital had to be subdued, and for that the avatarhood was necessary. When that was prepared, when the ground was ready, then the Manasaputra, Rama, as the mental being, avatar of mind, he arrives on the scene, you see. Means the Bhumi is cleared for him to come to this point, you see.
But it says that we are rising through all these different stages to the Sat.
So that happens in the occult.
Not in real.
No, then it will transfer, you see. See, the details I don't know. I can't say also that, you see.
It says that we are rising Devas, Asuras. Does it mean that all men...
No, see, these are the types are available. Now it is for each individual. The ladder, so to say, is built for the individual. It is for the individual to climb it or not.
Okay, but do we have to all pass through the stages of...
Not necessarily. And perhaps we have already passed through them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
We have already passed through them.
Already been there,
yeah.
And now we had enough and came out. So
now you see, this must have happened.
The first man.
This was during the avatarhood of Rama. Now, yogas have gone behind, so the whole evolution, we have gone through the whole cycle now. We have gone through the whole cycle. Everybody. Yeah. We have come to this point.
We have all been under
yes,
the
we have gone through all the cycles.
In such a stage we have
yes.
been.
Yes. Because of him.
This is special. Special. The human is special, but it doesn't mean now.
Therefore, man lifted the burden of his fate, man standing for these tribes. These tribes which are described here in the course of evolution, it is at this point man has arrived on the same man, and the moment man is now capable of looking up into the sky, then the real work Savitri begins. In other words, Savitri's work had really started with the arrival of Rama as avatar. Silently, quietly, in the occult world, her work has been going on along, you see. And Savitri too, well, man has lifted and therefore Savitri has awoken. Too awoke among these tribes. Man lifted her, now she is ready, you see. Man has awoken, Savitri too awoke. So the link of Savitri's coming with man is important. In other words, historically, if you had to ask the question, when did really Savitri's work begin? When man arrived on the scene. Savitri's work began with the arrival of man. That is what it would indicate, you see. Among these tribes, he says tribes, you see. All these Vanaras, all these Asuras, Pishachas, etc., who advance this point. You see, these 1,000 people to the soil and tree, you see. They're all linked up, you see, connected. 1,000 people to the soil and tree.
In this context, Pishasha, Rakshasha, Asura, doesn't mean the same that the...
No, now Asuras have been subdued. In fact, the avatarhood of Rama was in the context of the biggest Asura, Ravana. And the fact that he chose the path of enmity, Ravana, enmity, to become the enemy of the divine. He chose the path of becoming the enemy of the divine, so that dissolving yourself into the avatar, into the infinite, into the supreme, that thing has gone away from his creation. So that's a great thing which he has done in a way.
He chose that.
He has dissolved himself into Rama, into the supreme. So the Asuric power which was there is no more now present here. So that's a great contribution, you see. Otherwise that would have been standing on the path, in the way. Asuric power. His tapasya, his yoga, his work was to be the enemy of the divine, that being the quickest method of dissolving yourself, merging yourself into the supreme.
But then he cannot have a systematic life of earth.
We don't know what would have been much more than what is now had he been there. Now mother says, the mother's story says, now the Asura who is really coming into the way is the Lord of Nations, the mother says, you see. She has to deal with him. But now she has found another way. Mother has found another way. She has established the supramental light and force in the earth consciousness. And that will work. It will take time. It will take time. Now, the next step, the way the mental being arrived, all these yugas, manos and all that thing, they were creating, these gods were creating centers in the body here for man to arrive on the scene and do his work, the chakras which are there. Now, if the next step has to happen, apart from the 7 chakras, there have to be 5 more chakras to be established. There will be in all 12 chakras in the body, and then the new body will be really formed. Now it is that occult work which is being done in the occult by the mother. They are not there sitting quietly, they are prepared. The way the gods have helped to create these things, the same way these avatars are there and they are preparing the ground for the next step, you see. Only if you are open, we are kind of conscious of these things and lend ourselves to it, they will move faster. But their work is not going to stop. Whether we like it or not, whether we help them or not, whether we offer ourselves to them or not, you see, the work is not going to stop. That is inevitable in the course of evolution, and it has to happen. It does not depend upon us. So that's a great thing. So this is the story of man's arrival, and Savitri is getting awakened. And now, from this point onward, the real story of Savitri begins. So this first section is describing us all these events. First section, 46 sentences, 185 lines. 185 lines are describing the entire history. The entire history starting from involution, the creation of the earth as the center, and moving forward, and then all those things. We will kind of summarize this thing next time again to recapitulate all the sequences.